has been a remarkable outpouring of support for the victims here in Orlando following the tragedy, but some Muslims in the community are concerned the massacre may spark a wave of hatred. Atif Fareed, the chairman of the American Muslim Community Center, joins me now. How is the reaction? I mean, obviously, I know that there's a rejection of violence, that whenever we see this, there is a feeling that Muslims have to come out and say we are a peaceful people and reiterate that again. But how is your community reacting to this? How are they handling it?
The situation is fluid, and so we have a variety of reactions. Some are cautious, some are afraid, but vast majority of us are saying we are part and parcel of this Orlando community. We've been here for decades, and we are a net positive for the community, and people see that. We've had incredible outpouring of support for the community from emails and phone calls and people stopping by the mosque to tell us that they support us, they love us, that they don't hold us responsible for what one demented individual did.
One of the most emotional conversations I had back in San Bernardino was a parent telling me that she had to tell her daughter to go out and not cover her head because she was afraid of what might happen to her. I can also say that I know an Islamic specialist said if you feel your life or safety is threatened in any way because of your dress, you have an Islamic allowance to adjust your clothing accordingly. Your life is more important than your dress. Have you heard any of that, or is the fear pretty small, pretty localized?
It is small and localized. I'm sure there are some parents who subscribe to that thing, and I think preservation of human life is the #1 priority. So some of them who occasionally wear the hijab have chosen not to wear the hijab, but those who consistently wear the hijab as a sign of faith are continuing to do so. They might limit their public appearances a little bit, or unnecessary public appearances, but we've had incredible support. I was walking with a sister 2 nights ago around midnight to come here, and she was wearing the hijab. I had so many people go out of their way to say hello to us, or say good evening to us, or to say hi to us. It was very warming to feel that the greater community, vast majority of us, are very supportive of one another. We've been in this community a long time, from feeding homeless to taking care of women's shelters, things like that. People see the good work we have done, and they don't want to marginalize us because of one demented individual.
And yet you're in the middle, as a community nationally, of this political debate, whether or not Muslims who want to come in should be kept from coming in. I've heard Muslims express to me the fear of leaving the country for fear that they might not be able to come back in.
There's always a possibility. Now, this person was born in the United States, and we're talking about immigrants. So I think even the guy in San Bernardino was born in the United States, and we're talking about immigrants. So I think there's a misconnect over there. Maybe someone's trying to fan the flames of anti-immigrant to use this as a tragedy, which is always unfortunate. There are always haters out there who might want to act out on their hate, just like this individual did. And we have the Longwood chief come to our mosque last night to reassure us. We had a good police presence, and they've been in our neighborhoods. And this morning I met with the mayor, and we talked about security issues. So we have partnership with law enforcement, partnership with the political establishment in Seminole County, where I live. So we've had great experiences, far outnumbered any negative experiences.
Atif, thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.